Hi, I'm Laura Sorrentino. I'm your child's geometry teacher. I want to start by thanking you for taking time out of your busy schedule to come tonight to watch this video that I'm making for you. And the presentation that I'm sharing with you is the same one that I shared with your kids on the first day of school. I altered it a little bit so it's catered more to you than to them, but it gives you an idea of what I've gone over with the kids. So it gives you an idea in turn how to help them and what to expect this semester. Okay, so to start, a little bit about me. This is my 22nd year here at Cocalico. I spent 11 years in the middle school before I came here to the high school. I do coach cross country and track, and I tell the kids that while I love to read and run and relax, I clearly don't do them all at the same time. You can see from the background, I love Wonder Woman, and I've got her stuff all over my room. I mean, who doesn't want a lasso of truth and to fly an invisible jet? It's kind of cool. So something the kids always ask is, am I married? Do I have any kids? So I am married. My husband's name is Eric, and we do not have children, but we do have a cat. Her name is Stella. Okay. So a little bit about how the course is organized. Your kids hop onto Schoology every single day from home, and while they're in school, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But the course is organized into weekly folders, and then within the weekly folders are the daily folders, and then within the daily folders, there's maybe an attendance activity, some lessons to watch, maybe a greeting from me, and there's not always an assignment that the kids have to turn in. So sometimes there are, and sometimes there aren't. Sometimes it's just send me a picture of the notes you took today. Sometimes it's a quick quiz or just to like a check for understanding or a couple of problems that I ask them to do. But just know it's not something every single day to turn in. They definitely have to check the folders every single day. Okay. Grading is handled. I broke things into two categories because what's homework for one group of students might be classwork for another. So everything is just kind of lumped into daily assignments. And a daily assignment could be something we complete in class. It could be something you complete at home. It could be the quick quiz, check for understanding. So sometimes they're graded based on accuracy, and other times it's graded based on just effort. Did you accomplish what I asked you to accomplish that day? Then there's assessments, which are your tests and quizzes, and they weigh more heavily on your child's grade. Those are 60% of the course grade, and I hated pop quizzes when I was in school, so I do not give pop quizzes now. Your kids will always know when tests and quizzes are coming. Okay. One thing that is different this year and a little bit of a challenge is with the schedule, there is no retesting or requizzing opportunities. It's just really hard to build that into our already limited time together. So the kids are aware that there is no opportunity to requiz or retest. So I really encourage them to make sure they're asking questions when they have them, they're getting help, and that they feel prepared for the tests and quizzes based on all the things that we do together in class. Okay. At the bottom of the slide, you'll see how the grades are calculated for the course. This is huge for the kids, and this is advice on taking notes because watching a math lesson on the computer is not like watching a YouTube video. And I'm really trying to instill this in the kids that you can't just sit there and watch the video. You physically have to pick up your pencil and write down the problems. So that's why sometimes their assignment for the day is just to send me a picture of the notes that you took. Prove to me that you actively watch the videos and were engaged in note taking and not just staring there like it's a YouTube video. So I'm definitely working on this with all of the kids because I think it's a really important skill to have, especially right now in this hybrid learning setting. Getting help this semester is a little bit trickier because of our limited time together, so I gave the kids a list of ways to reach me for help, whether it be obviously asking questions in class when you've got me live and in person. There's also Schoology messages, and then there's Google Meet hours. So with coaching, I try to answer questions throughout the school day because I do leave at dismissal to go to practice right now, and then sometimes if I have a meet, I leave even sooner. So I tell the kids it's really important to utilize that class time when they know I'm here and I'm available. Almost every day, a Google Meet is open, either for the whole course or for the second part of the course, maybe like the last 20 minutes of class, for the kids to pop in and ask questions if they're at home that day. Obviously, if you're here, you've got me, but if you're at home, pop into those Google Meets and take advantage of that opportunity because that's really the only time to reach me. If your child is absent, Most of the time, the two lessons, the at-home lesson and the in-school lesson, are the same. Sometimes I flip-flop them, like on a test day. There's tests this week. The group that's with me will take the test, and the group that's at home might do the next lesson, and then they'll flip-flop the next time I have them or they're home. I just ask that your child message me if they're going to be home so I can tell them what folder to look in and what the expectations are for that day. Okay. There's an online textbook which is huge and kind of cool, at least from a dorky math teacher perspective. But what I love about the online book is what a great resource it's going to be for your kids this semester because it's interactive. And when I say that, I just mean there's a lot of tutorial videos. They're denoted by a little circle with a play button. I have taught the kids in class how to navigate the textbook. I've taught them how it's organized, how to access it, where to find the videos, and I really, really encourage them when they're stuck to go and watch those videos because they're extra examples in addition to what I've already done with them in class or what's in their notes. And they're as exciting as a math video is going to get. Like, to be honest, they're not super exciting, but it's an extra example and just an extra resource on how to help yourself when you're at home, if you know, because I'm not there to help you. So that leads me to the thoughts for the year, which, first of all, I'm a big fan of friends. So pivot's a big word in education right now. We're always being told to be prepared to pivot your lesson if things don't go well, or to pivot to virtual instruction, or pivot to all fully on, like in the classroom. So every time I hear the word, I think of this episode. It cracks me up. So a big word I've used with all of your kids is the word initiative. And I use it in most classes because I tell the kids now more than ever, you have to take initiative and take ownership of your learning. And that means taking the initiative to ask questions when you have it, taking the initiative to watch an extra video when you're stuck, taking the initiative to reach out when you have a question in general, whether it be to me or to a friend, the initiative to write down notes when you watch a video. Because of the nature of where we are, they really have to take ownership of that. And I'm really trying to instill that in them this semester. And then the second word is flexibility, which we have all experienced by the droves in the last couple of months. But I tell the kids just to be flexible and even to be patient. I've tried things in class that have completely been a disaster. I tried to live stream last week. It did not go well. Ask your children. It was a disaster. But we tried and we were flexible, and I laughed about it. I stressed out about it. The kids were helpful. We got through it. But there's going to be a lot of that this semester as I try new things and then they're put in different situations. So I just ask the kids to be flexible and patient with me and with each other and also with themselves, to give themselves a little grace as well. So then the last thing, which you've heard this a ton, I'm sure, is just how different this school year is and how everyone is just trying their best. It's different for the students and the parents and the teachers, and there's so many new challenges. And honestly, the only way I know how to get through this school year is to do it together with the students, with you guys at home, with the teachers, where I know we're all working really hard. And I'll say this again, we need to be flexible and we need to be patient, and we all need to take a little bit of initiative this year moving into this year. So again, the only way to get through this is to do it together. So with that, thank you so much for coming tonight and taking time to watch my little video. Here's my email address if you have any questions or concerns throughout the semester. The best way for your kids to reach me is still to use Schoology, but here's my email address for you if you need it. Again, thank you for coming tonight, and have a good evening.